stream. All right, and it says we're live. So I guess we're live.
We're live.
Heck yeah. Just make sure the audio sounds good. Sounds good to me. All right. Well, hello everybody. Happy new comic book day. It is July 17th, 2019. Another wonderful week in the comic book world. I picked up some good books. I picked up a book I thought was good and turned out to be not really good at all. But yeah,
Uh
yeah, I'm gonna go in. But no, I'm here with my buddy Tank Collects, and now we don't got to go back and forth. We're both here. We're both on screen. So yeah, what's up, man?
What's happening, people? Happy New Comic Book Day. It was a big haul week this week, but just like you, there was some that I read that I wasn't too fond of, but and one that I was excited about getting because um, you were excited about getting it. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to pick it up and read it too. But it kind of disappointed me, but we'll get to that in a little bit.
All right. So yeah, let's just jump right into it. So first book we got Collapser #1. It's a new DC book coming out. Um, super cool cover. I liked it. I read the synopsis. It sounded interesting. I like the cover B. I actually didn't get to finish it. I'm like halfway through it, and I kind of like it.
Yeah.
I kind of enjoying it.
I saw the young animal in the corner, and then I saw Way in capital letters, and I got like Doom Patrol flashbacks from a couple weeks ago, and I freaked out. But I really wanted to get it. It's Mike Way's book, and Young Animals put this out. Really cool story, really awesome concept. Um, like it leaves you wanting a lot more. Like you want to know, like, okay, who was his mom in the first place? How was he abandoned? Like what happened? Why is he living this kind of life if his mom is living that other? You know what I mean? And imagine just like growing up for 30 years as like an average Joe living in a house, and then all of a sudden you're being attacked by gods in the middle of the street, like for something you don't know happened. Really, really awesome book. The concept was great. The writing flowed. It was very natural. Like you can, you know how you say when you read, sometimes you create like the voices in your head. Like this, you're hearing his voices in his head, and you could put yourself there. You know what I mean? Especially for someone like me who just recently started going like through anxiety myself and being all up in my thoughts and in my head. Like this book really hit that right on the spot. Like you
Yeah,
overthink
like
things and
like
everything.
reading it, it's like there was a lot of words, there was a lot of reading, but at the same time, like you said, it flowed really good, and it made you like you could resonate with the character. Like you
Yeah.
could like being in your head throughout the day. It's like you go to work, you go to school, you go to the office, you go here to the mall. You're always in your head, and I like how they portrayed that in the book. It was really cool.
Yeah, yeah, I really enjoyed that part of the book. This book for me was really good. I'd put this book at like a 3.5.
Very good.
Solid 3.5 for me. I'd pick it up if you get the chance and go out there and you want to put another book in your pull. That seems like a good one to use.
Yeah, I think a 3 is a pretty good assessment. Now I'm like 80% of the way done with the book, and there wasn't a lot of action. It was more of like the beginning of the book. I'm not sure if maybe at the ending there was more action, but it was more like the flow of his daily life, his routine, and something happened that was out of the ordinary, receiving a package in the mail, and it was kind of like you seeing who this person is, and like seeing
Right,
his
yeah.
backstory, and like he's just like an average Joe.
So I forgot that you're only halfway through. So I think by the time you get to the end, you'll have another point five to add to your point.
Ooh,
Like, yeah, I mean, it kind of opens up to where you're like, okay, yeah, I definitely need to get number two. Like now I need to know why all this is happening and what's going on.
oh yeah.
So pretty interesting.
Yeah, no, I really like it. I like how he has got the day job in like the nursing home, and then he leaves his job and he goes out and does his passion at night, and like in the
Hmm.
club. And that was really cool. So, Very cool, very cool. Let me see if anyone in the chat. Well, let me say hello to the people in the chat. We got Boricua Comics coming in. How's it going? I heard there's some riots going on in Puerto Rico. Hope everything's all right. We got Kachoon. We got Wolf Warner. We got Just a Rican and his comics. How's it going? No, we did not talk about Daredevil, nor will we talk about Daredevil. Oh man, Kachoon said he heard it was slow. Yeah, I could see why people might think that. But it
Hmm.
flowed good. Like it was a good, like solid read through.
Yeah.
All right.
And Rod, if you ever want to talk Daredevil, just DM me.
All right, moving along. This is a book I was excited to pick up, and I was kind of disappointed when I read it.
This is the one I was talking about too.
I
I
stopped reading it.
I really wanted to like it, man, and it just and okay. See, I didn't want to Doom Patrol out on this one. Like I wanted to like make sure I wanted to read it all the way through, and oh my god, it felt like I was pulling teeth at one point, like just trying to get through this book. And it's very like I mean, what do you think? I didn't. It's not like it's the exact opposite of Collapser. Like Collapser,
Yes,
you can read it and it flows and you understand it. This one, they just threw so much like Norse stuff in there that like it just confuses you. You don't know who's talking. You don't know what's going on at certain points of the book. What did you think?
this is not an issue one. This is more of an issue 3 or 4. With they expect you to almost know everything that they're talking about. I had no idea what they were talking about. I got to almost the end. My eyes couldn't stay awake. I took a nap.
Yeah,
I literally took
it's
a
yeah.
nap. But the one thing which is the saving grace for me, which I am comfortable that I paid what I paid for it, was I
I know the splash page.
yeah this splash
Yeah,
page with Stan Sakai and Usagi Yojimbo, that makes it all worthwhile for me to pick up, you know. And I'm happy I didn't pick
yeah,
up that 1 in 25 variant because you get the cover in the book.
yeah. I'm so glad they put that at the end because like it made me not so disappointed in myself for buying this
Yeah,
book.
the editor
I got to that splash page and I was like, all right, $4, not bad. Like I'll take it.
the editor was like, "Look, we got to throw something in this for the fans because this book
Or five
sucks."
bucks. Yeah, it's a $5 book.
Is it a five
It was
dollar
a
book?
pretty
Yeah, 4.99.
yeah.
Wow.
It was a pretty long read too. And I mean, I don't know if that's because it dragged, but it seemed like a pretty long read.
Yeah.
But yeah, it wasn't understandable at some points. Like you just kind of get lost and you lose track and you give up. It's very odd.
It was very odd, and I don't know why Stan Sakai decided to do a cover for this because it was just the opposite of like a Yojimbo book, like complete,
Hmm.
you know.
Yeah,
But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna give this book a 1 because it made me fall asleep.
same here. I'd give that a 1.
Oh yeah, and it's only getting a 1 and not a 0 because of that last splash page at the end. That's it.
Yeah.
That was a saving grace.
Stan Sakai, thank you for giving this book a
Oh
point.
yeah. Now this one, did you get a chance to read Teen Titans?
I did not.
Oh.
This one's all you,
All
bud.
right, so Teen Titans. You can see Lobo on the cover with his daughter above him. Crush. This is the cover I picked up because it looks
I
freaking
love
cool.
it.
And I love Lobo. So this is part 2 of I think Daddy's Home or something like that, where Lobo's been destroying the Teen Titans. They were able to flee. He found them. He's attacking them. They were able. They thought they could trick him, and then they failed completely. Crush was able to use her one alien gift, which was a spear that is from Lobo's home world, we're assuming, that was able to capture him. And they decided to put him like on an alien planet because they can't kill him. So they needed to do something with him. So they put him like somewhere far away. I don't want to spoil it so bad. um,
Spoilers, people.
Spoiler.
Spoilers.
All right, yeah. Let me not spoil. All right, so Lobo is done in the Teen Titans book, but he will appear in other books. So they set it up to be another character flowing through books. But yeah, this was a great read. Teen Titans has been on fire for me. Ever since the Terminus agenda with Deathstroke and the Teen Titans, it's been fire. They brought in Lobo. I think they could have dragged this out for a couple more issues because it's just been action-packed, nonstop goodness for me. But yeah, I would have to give this a good 4 because I just read right through it. Like I was so like fast-paced reading it. I loved it.
Yeah, I just want to say something, Perry, real quick. If anybody in the chat, if Perry sound choppy to you too, because you sound choppy in my
Do
ear.
I?
Yeah, it sounds like it's like per word. It's like stopping and going, stopping and
Oh
going.
no.
If it's happening to you guys too, let us know. So we can like nip it in the bud right now. I can understand you, but it just sounds super
Oh
choppy.
no, that's not good. But yeah, if that's happening, anybody let us know. Justin Rican says sounds good here. So as long as the chat can
Okay.
hear and you can kind of understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can
We're
understand
trying
what you're
to
saying.
make a workaround for Hangouts leaving us. So
Yeah, this was our first like Skype shot,
oh yeah.
so I don't know what. Maybe it's that.
All right, let's cozy on down to Resonant. Now, this is a book I didn't pick up. I seen there was like special covers for this that was going to charity. I thought that was really cool, but yeah, take it away.
Yeah. So I read Resident Number One. Really cool book. The art is that scrambled kind of like art, but it looks nice. It fits the story. Um, it's a good quality book. The pages are a little thicker. Vault did a really good job. It's a and it plays very well. It's not super lengthy. It's exactly what you want it to be. It's a wave of something is coming, and it has something to do with these chirps that like you see on the cover that like is on her finger. So when these things start chirping and chirping and chirping, they're the ones that give you the warning that this wave is coming.
Ooh.
So like what it is, it's this family. It's a father. It seems to be a single father with three kids. The daughter, we're not sure what condition she has, but she walks with two arm crutches. So it could be a spinal issue or like a prior injury that we don't know about yet. Um, there's another son who's healthy, and then the youngest son is bedridden and he's constantly having to get medications and stuff like that. So he has the illness, but we're not sure what it is yet. Um, they live in like a countryside town, it looks like, and the dad is going away for we'll see why, I guess, in next issue. And these kids are home alone and like going and exploring, but like all of a sudden a wave comes. So we're going to see if they get separated, and if they get separated, how the kids handle finding the dad and how the dad handles finding his way back home. I think that's what we're going to see. Um, but it's very like you have to, when the wave comes, you have to like find your inner peace, and you have to like make yourself, I guess you have to like open yourself up to what's happening around
Mm.
you, because like if you panic, I think it just gets worse and worse. So like, well, as soon as a wave came, like the father sat down on the floor and started meditating and like said like I think there's an ongoing thing that he says, and it's very well written. And it says, "The world is empty and full of nothing. Become the nothing of the world. The world is empty and full of nothing. You are the world." So you have to like say this mantra, and I think it calms everything down around you.
Oh wow.
Um, if you guys want this book, I know there's a San Diego Comic Con variant that goes with this cover, but there's also another cover that my Instagram comic book club, led by Necro God and I Got Issues, the Symbiote Comic Club, we actually teamed up with Vault and we did a Symbiote Comic Book Club exclusive variant. So you guys can reach out to us and order one of those as well. And that's the one you were talking about, where all the proceeds we get is going to go to the National Association of Mental Health. So we're going to be donating all that money to that organization.
That's awesome, man. I love that. And we got Kachun in the chat, who I'm assuming picked up. He said it's great and creepy, and that she has one leg.
Oh, does she? I didn't even realize that. I thought she just had two crutches. I didn't realize she only had one leg.
So that sounds pretty cool. I might have to go back to the LCS. I always go back to the LCS on the weekend anyway, and
Yeah,
pick
yeah.
it up.
It's that's what I do. Whenever like we do this show and then you pick something up, I didn't, and I'm like, you know what? I got to make another pit stop on
Yeah,
my way home and
no.
pick something else up.
It's funny. My shop owner, he tweeted out. He Instagram said, "Oh, Perry's a great guy. He goes to the LCS like 11 times a week."
um, but yeah, I'd give this book a solid 3. It's going in the right direction, definitely. I would definitely go pick it up and read it.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, I'm definitely interested because I seen some of the shops were actually near my where I grew up in New Jersey that were selling this variant copy at the LCS. So I got a couple buddies and I sent them a message if they were around today to head over and just pick it up.
Yeah,
Send it to me.
good idea. Really good book.
Oh yeah, very cool. So let's mosey on over to the next one. We got oh, this is actually the cover B, which
Yeah.
is really cool. I like that one. Ooh, Silver Surfer Black. This has been my
Oh
background
baby.
on my phone. I keep telling people that because it looks so cool. I didn't get a chance to read it. I have it here. I'm gonna dive into it tonight before book club. But yeah, no, go ahead and take it away.
4.5.
Ooh. Oh man,
It's
that's a high praise,
every
man.
page. Every page is its own art piece, and like every page will like impress you as you go.
Wow.
There's something impressive on every page. Donny Cates is killing the writing, and he really picked it up from issue one. Issue one, I thought like, hey, it's Donny Cates. He did an impressive job, but this one, he blew me away. Trad Moore's art in this is psychedelic. It's creepy at times. It's like monumental at times, and it's like it's simple when it needs to be, and it's exquisite when it has to be. It's so perfect. It's a near perfect book.
Wow.
Like Silver Surfer Black 2 is, the sequels always suck in some cases, unless like it's Terminator 2. But like Silver Surfer Black 2 kicks one's ass, and if they keep this up, this might be one of the best running series that we get in like the past like few years.
That sounds
This is
awesome. We even got
this one was
Kachun saying that
incredible.
every page makes you say, "What the fuck?"
Yeah,
You know
exactly.
that's awesome, man. I did have a
And
question because the first one ended
yeah,
with that character, the Kroll or Null.
no,
Null. Okay,
no.
so Null. I don't know anything about him. So is there
Okay,
more like
Null's the god of.
a fighting scene with him, or?
I'm not going to spoil anything for
Oh
you.
man, come on. Well, is there more action than the first one? Okay.
Yes, um, but I don't think it's as much action. It's a couple pages, but the outcome of it is what's gonna make you go, holy shit! Like I can't believe I'm looking at this right
Make
now.
me want to read it. Oh man, we got
But
people saying it was
yeah,
the
Null is the
best
god of
read.
darkness, the king of darkness, symbiote god. So this is, and we heard before this book even came out, we heard Donny Cates say that all the projects he's working on, he somehow wants to tie them all in together. So when he started doing Silver Surfer Black, and he's working on Venom, we knew something was going to happen. And then we got the Null appearance in the first one with the hand coming out and grabbing him. Spoilers, but there has to be a month like
That's awesome. I love when like
waiting period.
stories all of a sudden tie in together. Like I was just watching I don't know if you ever seen American Horror Story. I think
Oh
I'm on
yeah,
like the last season, and then they're like tying things in from like the first season, second season, thirds. Like I love how they're able to like go back and just bring things in together. But no,
yeah.
this you're giving it high praise, man. You're making me want to read this as soon as I'm done with the live stream.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't gotten through all my
Hmm.
books this week, but book of the week so far from the ones I've read.
Wow, that's pretty
Yeah.
good. That's it makes me want to read it already. We got Caleb Comics first saying it was the best read this week. That's awesome.
Yep. There you
Let's
go.
see. Danny Boy said it was so good. I had to go back and pick up the variant covers, which I love. That cover C. The cover C was the white background with like the giant face of Silver Surfer's
Oh
face
yeah.
and him breaking through. Awesome cover, man.
I got the cover A and the cover B. It was just in my pull. That's the reason I picked it up. The cover B, it wasn't that impressive. It kind of has nothing to do with the story, but like we've talked about it before. Like remember how Marvel was doing like the villain covers on books that did not match up whatsoever.
Yeah.
Stuff like I don't like that. So this one is the cover B, and it's the Fantastic Four in the back, and he's Silver Surfer's punching the
Oh
thing
wow.
in the face.
That was cool.
Has nothing to do with the story, but it was in my pull, so I was like, you know what, just grab it. And now I'm glad I have two copies because I really, really love the book.
Heck yeah. Who knows? It might be like a sneak peek to what's to come.
Oh,
Hey,
maybe.
who knows? We got a Kachu saying it was the best read this year for him. Wow.
There you go.
Oh man.
And Kachunga's not easily impressed.
No. He is not. All right, let's move on to the last book this week. I was looking forward to
Fanboy
this.
time.
Usagi Yojimbo issue number 2 coming out of IDW. Um, so this is book 2 of 3, and I love how it's directly tied into the first one, like almost like the story never stopped.
Yeah.
Like this is why, because Comic Jabroni's in the chat, and I told him pick up issue 1, wait for issue 2, and I'm gonna double down and say wait for issue 3. Read this straight through because it is like amazing how it just picked perfectly up seamlessly. I love it. I thought it was insane, and this is not my type of book that I would normally read. It was really really cool.
Yeah. Remember how last week I picked up Gogor,
Yes.
and I was telling you like this is like the book I like to pick up because I don't have to like invest so much into it. And it's just really fun and lighthearted, and like it's just a story you want to follow. I think you found your Gogor.
Yeah. I found my
Like
Gogor hands down.
yeah, yeah. Like Yojimbo is really, really, really good. The reason I got into it is because if I got issues, he used to read them as a kid because his mother was Japanese. So when he wanted to buy comics, she would buy him Usagi Yojimbo. So he got really, really into it. It's super nostalgic for him. And I picked it up and I could see why. Sakai's art, number one, the cartoonish vibe and having them all be animals and like creatures that you've never seen really like gets your imagination going. That's number one. Number two, the story's great, man. I have no complaints about this book. Like you said, the story flows from book to book so perfectly, and the art is so fun, and it's you don't have to give too much thought into it, and it makes you feel like you're watching a Saturday morning cartoon. I
Yes,
love that.
yes,
I
I
love that.
100%. It is so easygoing, just like a cartoon. Like I'm sitting down and I was just enjoying the read. It was like nothing
Yeah,
crazy, too crazy happening, but it was just like a page turner, you know?
yeah, yeah. Really, really good. I suggest everybody go pick up this book. It's different than all the other like dark, serious stuff that we all read, like the Hulks and the Daredevils and the Teen Titans stuff, even, and like all these indies. It's different. It's
It's
not.
very
It's
unique book.
sophisticated yet very like if my kid wanted to read this, like no problem, he would have a blast, and like I'd read it with him because I'd love it just as much. It's the perfect read.
Oh man, I've been hearing things of like an anime show or anime movie of
Oh
Usagi because I seen a picture of Stan Sakai standing in front of like a studio and they were talking about possibly doing something. I don't know. I would go nuts for that. You know, like
after reading this, I would. I'm in. I'm all
oh
in.
yeah. And I know Comic Jabroni, you know, he's waiting to read it. But he said Usagi is like almost nostalgic for him too because he remembers seeing him in the Turtles. And I'm going back and I'm seeing so many things of him in Ninja Turtles that I completely just forgot. I didn't even
Hmm.
realize.
Yeah, I didn't realize it until I got issues like mentioned it to me and send me like a few pictures of like panels of him in Turtle books, and I was like, oh my god, like I had no idea. I never even thought to follow this character. You know what I mean? But very cool, and I like how it's not. I like how it's not all like super based off of him. You know what I mean? Like it's they didn't really give a backstory. Hey, he's a bunny. He's a samurai. That's all you need to know. And something's going down, and he's going to be part of fixing what's going down. Like so simple. Art is so simple, so smooth. The writing is smooth, and like you said, I love the fact that you could finish the last page of issue one and then open the first page of issue two, and like never skips a beat.
Yeah.
Like it picks up right where you left off. I love it, man. I still think Silver Surfer Black was the best book this week, but at that at a 4.5, I put Usagi at a 4.0.
Yeah, I think solid. Yeah, it's a solid thing. Look, number one was so good. I was online like looking for statues. I made a video about Usagi. Like I completely jumped down that rabbit hole. Like I can't believe I've never been exposed to like a cultural comic book that's like you said, it's not like Hulk, it's not like Iron Man, it's not like Thor, it's not like Punisher, it's not like Batman. It's such a unique culture book, and I think it was I Got Issues that was on White Whale's show talking about it, who made me sit down and reread it because I'm like, all right, this guy's so like, let me read it with an open mind. And I was like, all right, this is a pretty good book.
Yeah, man. Really, really cool. I love it.
Heck yeah. Well,
What else did you pick up this week that you weren't able to read?
let's see, because I got a couple books, you know. I know tonight I'm gonna be on with White Whale and John's Comics with Kids, and I think someone else. I'm not sure. Um, But we're gonna be discussing this Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen.
Yeah. I got that too, and I finished reading it. You guys are gonna have a good, fun discussion, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the best, but it's a very old school written style book. A lot of reading. Um, it looks like it came right out of like the old Jimmy Olsen books, that like the 12 centers. It's it's written the same way. It's almost drawn the same way. It's very, very cool. It's very old school. So if you like old school books and like the way they were written and stuff, very wordy, stuff like that, like you're gonna enjoy it. But it's a very light. It's wordy, but it's super lighthearted.
Oh man.
It plays just like a sitcom. The whole time I was reading it, I was like, it feels like I was watching a TV show.
Oh, that's awesome. Comic Giovanni
Yeah.
said Perry hates reading. Sometimes I do. Sometimes the story is just so boring and there's so much useless words that I can't think.
Ragnarok.
Yes, Ragnarok, hands down. This is another book I picked up. It was a cover by, and then the first appearance, that's cool and everything, but it's still a cover by for me.
Yeah.
It just looks so freaking cool, and if it shoots up anymore, I think I'm just gonna get rid of it because I don't really care about Star. I don't see
Yeah.
what the hype is.
I don't read Captain Marvel, but I'm a big Carnage fan. Like I like Venom and Carnage, so when I was excited to find out that they were doing Carnageized covers, so I called my LCS. I was like, "Look, I know I don't read Captain Marvel, and I know I don't read X-Men, but like if it doesn't matter what title, if it has a Carnageized cover, please put it in my pull." Yeah. So that one was really nice, and the Uncanny 22 was really nice too.
Let's see that one. Ooh, that's a nice one. I didn't even see that at my shop. I must have just walked right past it.
Yeah, really, really cool. The only one that was like, whatever, was the Deadpool one.
Scotty Young
with Spidey.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think I'm gonna go back and pick it up Friday just because I'm a Scotty Young fan.
yeah,
And I'm like, all right, I got an artist and a writer that I really like. Let me go and bite the bullet.
Well, I like that one more than the Daredevil one. They did a Daredevil one, and the Daredevil one just kind of looked lazy. It just kind of looked like they painted Venom eyes on him and gave him teeth. Like that's pretty much. He kind of looks like a praying mantis.
Oh man, that's hilarious. It's funny that
I got
just
that.
left. He would have loved to hear that.
Aquaman 50 was very, very good. Really, really cool. Probably one of the best written, if not the best written book in this whole series.
Wow.
And Black Manta, Year of the Villain cover, really cool. Vampirella 50 Years, #1 came out today.
Oh, there's so many cool
I had to
covers,
get that. I love my horror
I
books.
think I'm gonna have to go back and get some more Vampirella just for the covers. They look so freaking cool.
And the Orville, if you watch the TV show on Hulu, Seth MacFarlane's Star Trek mocking show. The read was great. Like if you like the show, you'll love the book. So I mean, go check that out too. Don't skip out on all the sci-fi guys. Sci-fi puts out some good stuff.
Yeah, they do. Let's see. I think that was everything. Oh no, I also picked up. Where is it? Here it is. Spider-Man: City at War, the 8-bit cover.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
That just. I seen it online and I was like, and then I see it at the store. I'm like, this is pretty cool.
Yeah. I got Road of Bones #3 too.
Was that any good?
Road of Bones was starting at #1. I told myself I'll get #3 and then I'll read 2 and 3 together. So I haven't read #2. #1, very slow starting, but I have my 2 to 3 book rule. So it was in my pull. I picked up #3. So this is their kind of last chance to see if I'm going to keep up with it. But it wasn't bad, but it wasn't good either. So kind of mediocre.
I know Justin Rican is going to do an interview with the writer. So that's pretty cool.
Oh, awesome.
So that's something to look forward to. And how cool was that? I was able to interview Samurai Grandpa creators,
Yeah, man, that was great. That was an awesome interview.
Currently working on editing the audio because I'm going to submit it for a podcast. And then Reaver, I'm talking to Justin Jordan, going to knock out another interview with him.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Oh yeah,
that's awesome, especially because you love that book.
Yeah,
I like how you're tracking people that like, the books you're a fan of.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Let's just call these Ragnarok guys up and see if we can get them on.
Who's smoking crack over there at 99? What is this?
Yo, man. Look, before y'all leave the interview, I'd like $5 back.
I need my money back. What is it? $4.99 for this? It's a hot garbage, man. It's a
Yeah.
bad iteration of Thor.
But fun week, man, overall.
Very cool. So my pick of this week was Teen Titans 32. I thought it was a good finish for Lobo. I love the cover. Cardstock. It was only $4.99. And your pick was
Silver Surfer Black #2. The art is incredible. The writing is incredible. Donny Cates is knocking it out of the park. Every page will leave your jaw on the floor. And I mean, if you're not into it yet, hop on it. It's a good read. If it's not your thing, so be it. Don't waste your money. But if you've never given Silver Surfer a shot or anything, this is a good place to start. It's a very, very good book.
heck yeah. And with that, we'll see you next New Comic Book Day.
See you, fellas.
Peace.